What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see behind me, I have a 1968 C10 that is absolutely slammed on the ground. I'm super pumped about this truck because I met Jose, the owner of the truck, at C10's in the Swamp, which was in Brooksville. I actually made a little video on that. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. We did a small little highlight on this thing, and I was like, dude, we have to do a full-on video because this thing is just so badass. He's like, I'm down, but let me get a couple things fixed on it and changed up, and we'll do it. So now we're here. I'm gonna introduce you to Jose so we can talk more about this truck. Jose, thank you so much for doing this with me, man.
No problem at all, man.
So first tell me a little bit of how you even acquired the truck and what was the condition of it when you got it.
So the truck, actually, I purchased it from a guy out in Texas. I flew to Austin. There's some guys out there, ATX, and I met him. We pretty much did a handshake deal right there. It was pretty
sick.
cool. They organized everything. They shipped the truck to me, so it was pretty cool. Pretty much the truck was already patinaed. It was bagged already. So the condition was very similar to how it stands right now, except for the touches that I've added. I like to make everything my own. But for the most part, I looked for a truck that already was swapped as well as bagged already. So that's kind of what I was looking for when I looked for a truck.
What kind of made you even want to get the C10? Have you always just been a Chevy guy? You've just always loved the C10 trucks, or?
So it's nostalgic for me. My grandfather owned one of these. So I remember being in the passenger seat, jumping around. My dad also had one. So it's kind of that nostalgia for me of owning something that my grandfather owned or my father owned.
And we'll talk about the interior, but
yeah.
It was funny when we were at the show, he's like, yeah, I'm down to do the video, but the interior, just let me get that.
It was bare bones.
Yeah, dude, for real. So it's cool that I have the before and after that I can show in here. So, all right, cool, man. Well, let's go ahead and lift up the hood and we'll talk about the power plant in this thing.
Absolutely. So the motor we have in here is a 6.2 liter LS3. It's ported, it's polished. There's some internals that are done to it. Holley EFI, Holley fuel rails, Holley Terminator X. We like Holley, obviously. But for the most part, there's no pistons in here. It's pretty mildly built on the inside, on the internals there.
Yeah, because you want it to be really kind of a cruiser car. You don't want, you know, you get on the gas and it's spinning the tires type of deal. You want to be able to, you know, take the family or whoever in this thing and go for a road trip. I mean,
everybody tells me this guy says different, but you know.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the turbo that you got there.
So the turbo is a VS Racing. It's a 78 mil turbo, so it's pretty big. It's fun. I mean, when that guy spools up, it hits you, kicks you back in the seat. And
it's crazy, when we were at the show, we were talking about horsepower numbers, and since the show, this thing has gotten a little bit spicier than the last time I saw you. Tell me a little bit about that.
So I got a chance to tune it. Since I purchased the truck, I never tuned it. I just left it as it was. So I took it for a tune. I wanted to kind of reconfigure some things. So we put it on the tune, we dyno tuned it, and yeah, we got some good numbers. So north of 700, and I mean, they're telling me I could still go more if I want, but we're gonna leave it there. I mean, 700 is a big number, so I'm just like, I'm happy with that number. We're gonna leave it right there.
I think too, like, people watching, and even like with my job and stuff, because I work with a company that makes superchargers for Coyotes. Everyone's all crazy about horsepower numbers. If it's not making 1,000 horsepower, it's not fast. I don't think people understand even what 500 horsepower is. 700 horsepower.
Yeah.
That's a lot, man.
It is.
So honestly, like we were talking about before, with this being a cruiser, you don't need to have crazy horsepower. You just want to, you know, if you get on the gas, it giddy up and goes. That's what you need.
And like I said, I put my daughter in here. My wife comes in here. Actually, we just cruised yesterday, so I don't want to be able to lose control that easy, right? Yes, I want to have some fun in it, but it's a cruiser with my family, right?
100%, bro. 100%. One thing that I really like is the color that you painted the intake. I think that really stands out a lot. What kind of made you want to do that?
I'm kind of a flashy guy, so I like the pop. For me, choosing that color in there is just about the pop of being able to open the hood and everyone goes, whoa, wasn't expecting that, right? So I love the color. It kind of offsets the black. So all these covers in here, I kind of added them. So I chose to have the focal point be the motor.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So she looks like a work of art. Every time I open it, it's a jewel.
And then I see that you also have the Willwood brakes on here. You did that, right?
Yeah, so I added that, and the funny story behind that is, so when I first got this, it did have disc in the front, but there was factory brakes in the back, and I stomped on it, and she was not stopping. She said no. So first thing I did was I put some big brakes on here. We have 6 piston in the front, 4 piston in the back. Yeah, I need to be able to stop.
For sure, especially if you're taking your family and your daughter, dude, you need to be able to stop in this thing, especially with it making the power that it is. Moving on to the exterior a little bit, Tell me what you have rocking as far as the suspension goes, because dude, I love how this thing sits, man. The lower, the better for me.
Absolutely. That's my motto.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the suspension that we are running right here is a chopping block front member. It's a chopping block rear member as well. It allows you to just go this low. I mean, that was the whole idea behind me looking for a truck that was already bagged. I needed it to be this low. And recently, because that's actually one of the things I did since we've last met, I added the tubs on here and extended that clearance because I was touching a little bit in the back. So it was keeping me from, you know, being that low.
Yeah, for sure.
But chopping block is the way to go. I mean, I love that brand. I'm happy with the performance. I ride this thing down the road. I mean, I drove an hour here today and
no
driving
problem.
a normal car, right?
Yeah,
so
that's sick, dude. Tell me a little bit about the wheels that you have on it, because
So
I love the size.
Yes.
I love the look of it. I think even the gray with the teal, kind of just
Correct.
the offset looks so good.
So this ties in really good with the patina. I mean, you can see a lot of grays in the patina. So this is a billet specialty. They're the Bonneville G's. So it gives you kind of that old school profile, that really touch of wow or bling, I guess you can say, with the chrome lips. But we did a 20 in the front, 22 in the back. So it has a 5-inch lip in the back.
And I even love the little touch that you did here with the LS badge.
Yes. So I added a lot of little minor pieces. So for instance, billets. I'm very big on billet. So you'll see a lot of billet in my vehicles. I mean, even, you know, the door locks, they're all billet. I added a lot of little subtle features, not enough to take away from the fact that it is a 68, it is a patinaed look, right? We want to keep that original look, but, you know, just enough, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people would be, you know, tempted to take off the trim. This is original trim. Leave that guy there, right? I don't need it to be shiny and chromy. It goes with the look of the truck, so.
So this is probably my favorite part that I'm most excited about, because this is way different from when I first saw the truck. So tell us a little bit about the interior that you got going on here.
So I wanted to do something that was, we're going to go again with the word catchy, wow, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to have something that's a little catching your eye and ties in the gray. It took me a while, to be honest. I've seen a lot of colors that are caramel, the camel color, and it's really tempting to do that and tie it, even brown. But I wanted to go with something different and kind of tie in the gray. So we went with a distressed leather. These are actually slosh tub buddy buckets. The 68 and 67 actually come factory with a buddy bucket seat. This is just a replica version of it. Door panels are original door panels from this truck. We just took them and reupholstered them. More billet. So I love billet again. My guys here at Auto Fanatics, they stitched everything up for me. They do. This is actually the second car they've done for me as far as the interior. My work of art really is that steering wheel, and it's Spark Industry steering wheel. It's a one-piece billet. I think it's beautiful. It's a work of art. But I'm so torn between the factory steering wheel. Like, I love my factory steering wheel. I've actually put it back on recently. I'm like, oh, I'm like going back and forth between steering wheels right now. But this thing's a work of art, but the factory one is just so cool as well.
Dude, that's how I feel. Like, my favorite thing about vehicles and old vehicles, I love original gauges and I love the original steering wheel.
Yeah.
Even if it's like decoded digital gauges or whatever, I still like it.
Yeah.
I just love that factory feel. There's nothing better than that.
Correct.
What about the gauges that you have on here? What do you have?
These are Dakota digital, but they're the RTX, which gives you that old school feel. But it does have some digital pieces in here.
I was curious because I see you have like the factory radio and the factory AC. Do you have AC currently in the car?
No. So that was one thing I thought was interesting with purchasing a vehicle from another state. These guys in Texas didn't like AC. I looked at 6 trucks, none of them had AC.
Oh my gosh.
However, I actually purchased the Vintage Air AC.
Nice.
I have a retro sound radio. So I have those pieces right now at home. It's just that's the next phase of this.
Heck yeah.
We have to do it before summer because
it's
pretty hot out there.
Yeah, speaking of how hot it is, that's why he's like, yeah, we need to get some AC. It is hot out here. So we're going to go ahead and get a camera in the car and go for a cruise and have these windows down because, man, it is brutal right now.
It's hot today.
All right, let's get it, man.
All right, let's do it.
my gosh. That's what's so funny, man. People are like, oh, I need 1,000 plus horsepower. Dude, 700, and you're not even really giving it all she's got.
I'm not put it down to the floor yet.
Yeah,
You see
exactly, man. Dude, that's so fun, man. This is such a cool cruiser, you know? This thing drives so smooth, too.
Yeah, it handles really great, like I said. I put it on the highway, and you know, Orlando's not fun.
Yeah.
Like, driving downtown is...
I-4 or anything, yeah,
sucks.
terrible.
And it handles well.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, it's taking corners super nice, too. Oh, yeah, that sounds cool. I love that.
But I like I said, I like having my own personality and everything, right? So
see, yeah, big thumbs up, man.
You gotta have, I feel like every car should be a representation of you, so that's why I like having my personality.
Ah, for sure, dude. Yeah, this thing is so cool, dude. This makes me like hyped up. I want to do my truck, man, so bad. Oh man. So how long have you owned this now for?
It's like a year and 4 months.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it hasn't been as long. And like I said, I've done a lot to it in just that short period of time.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm sure you put some miles on this thing too.
Yeah.
Especially driving out to Brooksville for the...
Yeah, we've driven to Brooksville, Daytona, Miami in this thing. So
awesome.
I've put some miles on it.
That's sick, man. That's what I love the most about builds like this, man. You drive them.
Yeah.
Like you were saying with the last car that you built, you know, it's kind of sat in your garage. And
I was terrified to drive that. Terrified. Because I was always afraid, like, you know, a rock could kick up and now I have to candy paint the front again, or... I was always afraid to drive that.
Yeah.
This, now I get in and go on this thing.
Yeah, for sure. That's so sick, though. That's the whole point of this, you know what I mean? You have something cool, you want to drive it, man. That does it for this video, guys. If you like this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this with more hot rods, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.